Hi everyone, welcome back to the 100 Day series of Healer in a Child. Today we are on day 43rd. So today we are going to talk about boundaries. However, the focus in terms of boundaries would be to release the people pleasing patterns that we have. Okay. In other words, if you look at it from the trauma lens, then it's the fawning, right? It's fawning that we are going to address today and how we can release those patterns. And of course, for some, maybe we will not be able to do, a complete release. But as I always say, whatever amount of energy you are open to releasing today, only that much will get released, right? And for some, it could also be a lot or the whole of it, right? So let's come to the concept, right? What does it really mean? Now, when we are children, when we are young, what happens is that our survival is dependent on our parents, on our adults who are around us, and literally, if they're not around to feed us, to take care of us, we would probably die, right? So some of us, right? Now, when we grow up in such environments where um things around are volatile. For example, parents are fighting, or there's constant disagreement, or people are always angry, right? And in that moment, what happens is for a little child, for them to be able to ensure their survival and for them to be taken care of, right? Which means the basics like food, shelter, all of that, right? For them to feel safe, they can then resort to fawning. And of course, this is one example. There can be so many other examples, right? For example, a parent who's ignoring a child, they might turn to fawning just so that the parent can now look at them, right? The parent can take care of them. Because remember, there are different ways in which a child needs to be taken care of. A child needs to feel secure. A child needs to feel loved, right? And sometimes a child has to adapt according to the environment to get those things because these things are pivotal for the child's survival. Yeah, sometimes we feel like, oh, the child didn't get love. It's not a big deal. It is because love is literally the food on which the child thrives, right? Because if it does not get from one place, then it looks for love somewhere else. It's like a plant needs sunlight, water, soil, all nutrients to grow. It's the same for a child. The child needs love, security, joy, so many factors that we take for granted. It requires that to bloom into a beautiful human being, right? So, today we're going to talk about people pleasing patterns. A lot of you, for you, it could be triggering as well, right? To understand that this is a trauma response, or for many, you will probably feel you probably didn't even realize that this pattern that you have is probably people pleasing, where you tend to agree to things unwillingly, but you must so that the other person feels heard or the other person feels like they are in agreement with you, and then you basically end up getting what you want, or you get the love or the respect or the attention that you're looking for from the other person, right? So let's today first, let me give you some journal prompts, right? That you can do some journaling on to understand what is your pattern, and then we'll do an exercise to release those, patterns that if you have it. Okay. So, what are the journal prompts? The first one would be, when did I first learn that it was safer to please others than to speak my truth? Okay. Now, this could be with so many people. It could be with your parents, it could be with your friends, it could be with a loving, adult, like an aunt, uncle, someone, right? That you wanted attention or taking care of. So, you kind of agree to some things that they said. And later on, you realize you don't even agree to it. But as a child, you tend to do it just because your survival depends on it. Yeah. The second would be, what part of me still fears being disliked disliked or misunderstood. Some people, they want to be liked no matter what. And right, you cannot be liked by everyone, right? As an adult, you understand that. But as a child, you probably think that if only if you're liked, will you be able to survive, right? So always remember that inner child of yours, don't judge it harshly because for the child, it has a understanding that's going on, right? And what might not be right, but it's true for that child at that age, at 9, at 10, at 5. Imagine how vulnerable that child is, right? And what all the child is thinking, right? Next would be, how does my body feel when I say yes while meaning no, right? Because your body will revolt, your body will shake, your body will shiver, or whatever it is. Your body will freeze because you are saying or doing something that's not in alignment with your body. So, what happens to your body? And then the next would be, what would change if I started valuing my own peace as much as others' comfort? Because what happens is people who tend to fawn, for them, other people's life, other people's comforts, other people's yes matters more than their yes, than their comfort, than their happiness, right? And so, anytime, folks, anytime um, you tend to fill other people's glasses without filling your own glass, you will see burnout, you will see exhaustion, you will see um, another, like if you go deeper, you'll see resentment, you'll see anger, you'll see it's almost like developing a volcano that will one day erupt. That's what happens when you don't fill your own glass and you keep filling other people's. Because how long can you keep filling other people's glasses without filling your own? There's a time when there will be no water, you see. So that's why this balance is very important. Okay. Now let's do a somatic exercise practice just to clear out this pattern. Okay. So place your hand again like this. Yeah. Move them slowly, giving yourself a soft self hug. And while doing this, you can repeat, it's safe to honor my truth. It's safe to honor my truth. Folks, sometimes you might feel like this is a very small example, but I know it will resonate with a lot of you out there because many of you can still not say no when you really want to. And this is not to your kids or to your partner, but say to your parents, say to your boss, say to, somebody who you value in that level where you feel like they cannot be disappointed. And that's where you need to do the work, right? So not everybody can be right every time, right? And also you cannot be wrong every time. So you need to start looking at yourself from that kind lens, and also be able to discern when you're talking or communicating with others, right? So it's safe to honor my truth. It's safe to say no. It's safe to choose me. Do this for 2, 3 minutes, right? Or 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right? And anchor safety in your nervous system. Anchor safety in your nervous system. Yeah. And now, as you're doing this, I want you to visualize your inner child watching you. Like, imagine your inner child looking at you, setting a boundary lovingly, right? Let them see it's safe to prioritize yourself and speak up. Yeah. And then while you're doing this, you can affirm at the end, anchoring thought, my worth isn't defined by others' comfort. So, your worth is not defined by how many yeses you get from people. Yeah. So my worth isn't defined by others' comfort. I honor myself by being true to me. I honor myself by being true to me. Yeah. And that's all for today, folks. I will see you tomorrow. Till then, signing off, Anisha. That's from Zaria Healing.